Many people ask me why, after so many years of the Pi Network's journey, is the official team suddenly launching this podcast. Actually, the truth is often warmer than the technology. We all know what has happened in the community over the past thousands of days and nights. Many pioneers didn't leave because they didn't make money, but because of loneliness. In this long march towards Web3, there is no guidance, no companionship, only a cold countdown timer. That feeling of not knowing what you're persisting for is the most deadly form of loneliness. So, this podcast was born. It is not for preaching doctrines, but to become an echo in your ear during this long waiting period. Today, let's unpack the deeper meaning behind the podcast, about companionship, about responsibility, and about the days we are about to cross together. Dear global pioneer friends, hello everyone. In today's episode, I don't want to discuss those technical protocols already written into the code, nor do I want to predict the specific increments of the AI productivity network. After 2026, I want to set aside my scientist identity and speak as a fellow traveler who has walked with you for 7 years or even longer to talk about this podcast and the truth about loneliness hidden behind it. Many people ask me, Dr. Fan, the Pi network has already gone through a long testing period. The open network is running, and the work in 2026 is so heavy. Why do you and Nicholas still take the time to run a seemingly inefficient podcast? I want to tell everyone that the truth is often warmer than the technology. First, about departures. I've seen through the desolation behind the loneliness over the past thousands of days and nights. I've sat in the Stanford lab, in the core team's conference room, monitoring global node fluctuations through data. I've seen countless people join, and I've also seen some old friends quietly leave on the eve of dawn. The outside voices always say that those who left did so because they didn't make money or lost patience. But I know that is not entirely the case. In this long journey towards Web3, towards human digital sovereignty, the most tormenting thing has never been material scarcity, but the sense of desolation. It is that loneliness when you're alone facing complex KYC processes, facing unknown AI impacts, facing ridicule from those around you. The feeling of not knowing what you're persisting for. No guidance, no companionship. Only that cold, repetitive, lightning flash on your phone screen. This loneliness is deadly. It is like a silent erosion that makes even the most determined pioneers doubt in the dead of night. Am I just running alone in the wilderness? Second, about the podcast. I can't give everyone personal guidance, but I can give you an echo in previous communications. I've honestly told everyone that I can't personally guide every specific case, because as the chief scientist, I must protect the underlying logic of the Pi network from being overturned by the giant waves of this era. But I've always been thinking, what else can I do for you? So this podcast was born. It is not for preaching doctrines, nor for repeating those white papers you've memorized backward. Its existence is to become an echo in your ear during this still long waiting period towards full maturity. I created this podcast to tell you, in those most lonely years, I was there too, and Nicholas was there too. We want to use this most primitive, most direct form of communication to break through that cold screen. When you feel confused, tired, or abandoned by the world, you can open this podcast and hear our breathing, hear our certainty about the future. This is not just the transmission of technology, but the resonance of souls. Third, about responsibility. Companionship is the most hardcore technology in 2026. In 2026, today, silicon-based civilization and carbon-based civilization are intersecting dramatically. The challenges we face are greater than ever before. At this time, companionship is no longer just an emotional slogan. It is a responsibility. I've said before that I'm someone uninterested in external noise, obsessed only with how technology changes lives. But now I understand that the greatest technology in a decentralized network isn't the consensus algorithm, but the connection of people. If I only bury my head in writing code and let our pioneers scatter in loneliness, that would be the greatest irresponsibility to this project. This podcast is my stance. I will continue to tackle challenges in the technical lab, but I will also share my thoughts, my anxieties, my visions with you without reservation. We have to walk through this final waiting period together. Fourth, the road ahead. We'll walk it together, pioneers. The road ahead is still full of uncertainties. But I hope through this podcast, we have more than just data interactions between us. There is also the flow of emotions, Don't waver because of loneliness anymore. Don't hesitate because of the unknown. In this podcast, every word is a footprint we take together towards freedom. I can't carry you through the last meter, but I will use my voice to accompany you through every cold winter night. The bigger the waves, the steadier the ship. Please continue to self-learn. Continue to maintain your obsession with the future. Because the road ahead, we need to walk it together. We understand that persisting in something isn't hard, but persisting alone on a path is very hard. Why do I want to accompany you? Because I know too well how cruel Web3 and the silicon-based era of 2026 are. If I just throw a code package at you without spending these years accompanying you to understand what digital sovereignty is, what node security is, what consensus responsibility is, then, when the real wave of wealth hits, what you hold isn't a ticket to the future, but a piece of paper you can't even protect. I accompany you to ensure your cognition can keep up with the speed of your wealth growth. Otherwise, today you get pie, tomorrow you'll be scammed clean due to ignorance and greed. Then, what is the meaning of my efforts? Fifth, don't wait to be spoon-fed anymore. I can walk with you, but I can't walk for you. This is what I most want to earnestly say to everyone. You see me starting the podcast, see me constantly talking. It is because I know deeply that in a decentralized world, no one is your savior, including me. I can't personally guide every specific KYC operation, can't fix every error on your computer. Not because I'm indifferent, but because I have to guard the big logic that benefits all of you. The reason I choose to accompany is because this way allows you to learn how to walk independently while following. I hope through my voice to give you a coordinate. When you're groping in the dark, hearing my echo, you'll know you haven't strayed. But the path under your feet must be one you tread yourself. Only the road you've sweated through yourself is your true moat. Sixth accompaniment is the only survival trump card for ordinary people on the road ahead. The world now is too fast. AI is reshaping everything. Social computing is reorganizing human collaboration. I empathize with the helplessness ordinary people feel facing these giant waves. Why don't I choose to hole up in the lab building things in isolation? Because I know that if these 60 million pioneers scatter, grow cold, or become lonely in this process, then the Pi network would just be a bunch of cold servers. I accompany you to build a layer of trust connection on top of these cold technologies. This connection ensures that in the storms of the future road, we're not scattered sand, but a tightly clenched fist. The adhesive force produced by this companionship is the most hardcore technology that no capital, no hacker can break. Finally, I want to say, don't mind my nagging. The road ahead really needs us to walk it together. Pioneers. Don't mind that I've been emphasizing self-learning lately, or that I always talk about these dry thoughts. On this long march, some leave because of loneliness, some because of misunderstandings. The reason I'm standing here is to tell those who haven't left, no matter how loud the external noise is, I will always be in this podcast, accompanying you. I don't want you to blindly worship me. I want you to follow me soberly. This last meter, we must cross it together. Please remember, no matter how long the road, as long as there is companionship, it is not far, no matter how strong the wind. As long as we hold hands, it is not dangerous. The road ahead, we'll walk it together. Thank you, everyone. Nicholas and I will always be accompanying everyone.